still working for Satan? Is the question. You know? So today's topic, I'm trying to wait till the brother get ready. Today's topic is going to be on true worshipers. Right? This is the second part of it. We did another part of it about 2 Sabbats ago. All right? So, you know, I would entertain and asking the question, you know, what are you here for? You know, now that you're here, what are you here for? What are you going to do? What is your purpose? There's 2 things I found out in being in this truth. One of them is when you're born, and one of them is when you find out the purpose of why you was born. So it's like you was born, okay? The second purpose, now that you're here in this truth, because you only became alive after you came into this truth. It was like the veil that Arch was talking about. You was dead to life. So now that you done came alive and knowing that the Mashiach is the one that chose you and bringing you back into true life, what are you going to do with it? You know? So you have to entertain the question, why are you here? You know, what are you here for? And this would be a good thing to comprehend, because now that will give you a better step on when you get out there and teach. There's one thing about Esau, when you first go to his schools, or when your children go to his schools, the first thing he teaches you, the starting point, is about slavery. He dared not to teach you anything beyond that, because if he do, then he teach you of your history that empowers you. It is not his purpose to empower you. His purpose is to enslave you and do whatever he has to do to you. So the question again is, what is a true worshiper? Are you a true worshiper? This is now the part where we go back to our forefathers and understand what they did, because they didn't play no games with the word. They were straight up militant soldiers for the Mashiach. They didn't play no games. And this was not just the soldiers. This was the whole community of Israelites when we was in our righteousness. They didn't play with the word, because they understood the word had a double-edged sword meaning to it that will slice you to pieces if you wasn't true to this word. When you get out there and you start teaching this word and you start playing games, it has a way to come back and slice you. Pierce your heart. Pierce your heart in the way that it just don't cut you physically. We ain't talking about physically. It pierces you spiritually. Where he'll refund you back your miserableness twice-fold. So the question still remains, what are you here for? And now that you're here, what are you going to do? How can you be a true Israelite? In the moment of your peace and when you're in your house, cut away all Esau's entertainment. Everything that pleasures you, turn it off. Because it's no more than a distraction, is number 1. It's an escape, number 2. 3, is Satan's world. Any entertainment that they have here in Babylon is to distract you. It distracts you in lust. Every time they put up a commercial, if it don't get the men right, they'll put a woman on there that's halfway dressed or whatever. They already know you in wickedness. So all they got to do is just spark the fuse. This is why they invent commercials. If they have a good show on, the show can't live out unless they have commercials. The commercials are designed to keep you thinking in a negative way. And once you think in a negative way, then you become what? Carnal. You're no more in the spirit. It just takes a little opening of the door. That's all you got to do. He can't go no further than what you let him. Right? So again, I ask you, because the reason why I'm asking you this question is because we're going to get to the root of it. Are your actions comparable? If you want to say, am I really a true Israelite? Go in your scriptures and see if your actions is comparable to the actions of your forefathers. See if your actions is in their kind of righteousness. This is a question only you can ask yourself. No one can present that answer but yourself. And this is for the women as well as the men.
Let me say something before you.
Yes, brother.
Just like he's saying, the most important thing about this whole thing and your whole Israelite existence is, there's a lot of Negroids out there that may know or may not know that they're Israel. But Scripture said, many are called and few are chosen. So are you the elect? Right now, everybody sitting here is the elect. Everybody sitting here is that elect according to the Scripture. So who makes the difference and excludes you out of the picture? You exclude yourself out of being elect. You are the one that excludes yourself out of being elect. So always keep that in mind. Many are called, few are chosen to be the elect. The real royal family, the Most High.
All right, let's go into the Scriptures. Let the Scriptures answer our question. Let's go to St. John's.
You don't want 1 Timothy anymore?
Yeah. Read that first. First, we're going to go to 1 Timothy. Go ahead.
Read out 1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 15.
Now, the thing that I began with is within our wickedness. You know, this is about what Paul is talking about. Paul was like a bounty hunter. You know, he was after them Israelites. You didn't want to get on Paul's hit list. He had no partialness to person. If they gave him a contract to fulfill, he would fulfill it with pure maximality. You can plead, you can cry, you can do anything you want to do. Paul was going to get you. You know what I mean? But within all of that, some kind of way he linked up with the Mashiach got on him and blessed him with mercy. So when I said, you know, and he speaks about he was chief in his wickedness. So were we. Go ahead.
Read out 1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 15. This is a faithful saying and worthy of all acceptance, that Hamashiach Yahawadah came into the world to save sinners, of whom I am chief.
You see? Paul was big time in this day and terms. We would say big time hitman, big time mafia, big time killer. I would just say killer. You know what I mean? Because when he was on you, he was like a hound dog, Jack. He didn't let loose. You know what I mean? It don't describe what he did to you, but I can imagine.
But I don't want to blow him up that much as far as saying how wicked he was, because he was all in the law. He was right. So it's just like if you was out there knowing the law, being an expert lawyer in the law, thinking that everybody that worshiped and followed Yahawadah was committing heresy. So he was all for God the Most High. He just didn't accept Yahawadah. So this is why he said he was chief in wickedness, because once he found out, oh my God, what did I do? What have I been doing? That's when he changed. He didn't say while he was about his bounty hunting duties, which was right according to what Israel, but under the Moses doctrine, right? They thought it was Moses. That's why once Yahawadah knocked him silly and then brought him back to his understanding, that's when he abused and rebuked his own self for going against Yahawadah. That's when he get it right. He was doing what he thought was right for following Israel, until he never knew that Moses talked about the Yahawadah. He didn't know that part. So I just want to set those grounds so that you know it wasn't he was wicked on purpose. He had a purpose, and his purpose was to keep people away from what he thought was heresy against the law and against the Most High. Go ahead.
My point was, along with what the brother said, I wanted you to look at his devotion, his dedication, doing the work for the Father.
Come.
That's what I wanted you to see. There was no slacking. He was determined to do the will of the Father.
That's right.
And no matter what part of his talent that the Most High chose for him to do, the Most High chose for him to do it, and he did it with gusto. You know what I mean? This is the type of spirit I must get on. Nothing else counts but the Mashiach, because it is His glory that He's using us to manifest. You know what I mean? And at the end of it, the race and the job will bring forth your accomplishment of where he want to place that crown at. This is the sincerity of it all. We are a little bit of people, but he chose us to be a mighty start to build the nation. Everybody in here are teachers right now, because now you're a student learning to be great teachers. Not just teachers, but great teachers. There's nothing slack about dealing with the Mashiach word. Everything about it is great. So is there any more on 420? I mean, on
that's
that?
it.
All right. Now let's go to St. John's 4:24. Now remember, the question was, are you a true worshiper? And what do you have to do to be a true worshiper?
Read out of John chapter 4, verse 24. The Most High is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
So you see, in spirit and in truth. You must be spiritual. You see, it almost coincides with each other. You must be spiritual in the truth. Not spiritually in wickedness, but spiritually in truth. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 25. The woman saith unto him, I know the Messiah cometh, which is called Hamashiach. When he is come, he will tell us all things. Yahawadah saith unto her, I that speak unto thee am he. And upon this came his disciples and marveled that he talked with the woman. Yet no man said, What seekest thou? Or why talkest thou with her?
Stop. What this is demonstrating, you know, sometimes we get into that spirit like the women don't count. Or they have no value in this word. What it's demonstrating right here, how important Israelite women were. I had once a woman say to me, she said, yeah, if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't be here. So I asked her, you know, where did you read that? This just came through the line of generations that you just heard this? What fact is it based on? She couldn't go there of showing me where did she get that from. It was just something she heard through generation after generation. But we know that our rib is who? The women. We need her just as well as she needs us. It goes hand in hand. They have a duty to, you know, listen. They have a real heavy responsibility. Listening and being quiet is not easy, especially for a woman. Especially for you dudes. It ain't easy. I mean, come on, bro. Some men like to talk more than the women. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with communicating. But I'm just saying, the point I'm trying to get is hard to be quiet. So their responsibility was being quiet. And in being quiet, you learn a lot of things in being quiet. Because you can't learn nothing if you're always running your mouth all the time. You know what I mean? You can't learn nothing. You can't learn how to be a student. You can't learn how to be up here. You can't learn how to be an elder. You can't learn nothing running your mouth all the time. You know? The first part of learning is what? Listening. Because now you're gathering information. But the information that you gather, don't take it as it's just true. Investigate it. Investigate it through the scriptures. See what the Father has to say about it. All right? So again, St. John 4:24.
Read out of St. John's chapter 4, verse 24. The Most High is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit.
You must worship him in spirit and in truth. You must. That is the only way you're going to get to the light of the Mashiach Yahawadah. Anything else is vain. Read.
You must worship him in spirit and in truth. Verse 25, the woman saith unto him, I know that Messiah cometh, which is called Hamashiach. When he is come, he will tell us all things. Yahawadah said unto her, I that speak unto thee am he. And upon this came his disciples, and marveled that he talked with the woman. Yet no man said, What seekest thou? Or, Why talkest thou with her? The woman then left her water pot and went her way into the city and said to the men, Come, see a man which told me all things that ever I did.
Stop. He told them, having food to eat. Having food to eat you know nothing about. Having food to eat that you know nothing about. He ain't just talking about physical food, am I right? He's talking about spiritual food.
Right.
Know that. Read.
Come, see a man which told me all things that I ever did. Is not this the Hamashiach? Then they went out of the city and came unto him. In the meanwhile, his disciples prayed him, saying, Rabbi, eat. But he said unto them, I have meat to eat that ye know not of. Therefore said the disciples one to another, Has any man brought him aught to eat? Yahawadah said unto them, My meat is to do the will of him that sent me, and to finish his work.
You got it? He had food that nobody ever ate before. And this is what he's talking about. You can finish from there.
Verse 35, Say not ye, there are yet 4 months, and then come his harvest? Behold, I say unto you, lift up your eyes and look on the fields, for they are white, all ready to harvest. And he that reapeth receiveth wages, and gathereth fruit unto life eternal, that both he that soweth and he that reapeth may rejoice together. And herein is that saying true, one soweth and another reapeth. I sent you to reap that whereon ye bestowed no labor. Other men labored, and ye are entered into their labors.
You see? The question was, are you a true worshiper? Don't sleep in this class, please. Don't sleep on the Mashiach's word. Don't do that to yourself. Get up, stand up, or wash your face off. Do anything to hear his word. This is the food that you've been searching for. You got all these churches out here, all these Israelites. You got more churches on a block than you got liquor stores. All of them, they don't want to tell you they seeking the truth. It's later on that they're going to find out they're going to have to come here for this truth.
And the liquor stores ain't shabby either.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
That's the wrong food. So see, there can be something in here that you might go to sleep on that might be the answer to everything that you've been looking for. It's not me that has it, it's this book, it's this truth that has it. So again, the question is, are you a true worshiper? Go to the book and find out how your forefathers worshiped the Mashiach Yahawadah. What did they do? And examine your actions. If your actions ain't comparable to their actions, then you ain't doing right. Because they were definitely true worshipers. They was on another level. Not meaning that we can't get on a righteous level. Okay, you want to read that again from the middle part?
From 38?
Yeah.
Okay. Other men labored, and ye are entered into their labors.
You see, these elders, they have labored already. The people out there in the world, the Israelites out there in the world, you meet a brother and you start speaking the truth, you know what the first thing they want to do? They want to compete with you about how much they know against how much you know.
Right.
It ain't about that.
Right.
It ain't about, because they don't really know nothing and we just know a little bit. But the little bit that we know proves that we're in this truth. But they don't want to hear what you have to say because they done became that low and doing their own thing and trying to justify what they do. You see? So therefore they're going to have to get knocked upside their head, get more people like Bush, or get more people like, what's the job time president name? Trump. Right? Get more people like... Trump is put there for a reason. By who? By the Mashiach. The more we keep doing wrong, there's going to be more presidents like that. So now you come into this truth where you have elders that have went through trials and tribulations. I mean, some serious trials and tribulations. Sometimes I have to run up to them and say, listen, elders, you know, and they look at me, well, you got all that gray hair. Look, don't buy that gray hair. I got some problems that I need to be answered. I'm saying that to say this. Don't come in here proud. Grab one of your next brothers. Share your grief, your trials and tribulations with that brother. He's going to be honest with you. You're going to be honest with him. So it ain't going to be no telling each other because both of y'all know each other's secrets. This is how you create a bond. This is how you become close to one another. You know what I'm saying? So they labored for us. This is why they know how to break down understanding for us. Every student needs a teacher. So be happy that you came into this truth. Because they labored for you already.
And remember, no matter how much you know or how much you don't know, financially and spiritually, we working for the same penny.
Come.
You're working for the same penny because you could break down scriptures elaborately, speak eloquently, and you got another brother or sister that just know the milk, know their heritage, know where they came from. The same penny is waiting for you. They may come the last month before Yahawadah come with all earnesty. It's a proverb on that, but you're getting paid the same penny. The same penny. So remember that. Go ahead.
Yeah. You know, when you come across...
And it does say penny. Go ahead.
Yeah. When you come across people out there in the street, especially like pastors, so-called pastors, they have went to the Roman Catholic Church. They know about the truth, but they turn in the Most High's truth into a lie to tickle your ear, to gain your money, to get what you have labored for, to prosper only themselves.
Filthy lucre.
Don't waste your time with them because they are what you call gainsayers. They know a little bit about the truth. They know a little bit about this doctrine, this doctrine. That's why they want to overtalk you when you're out there teaching. Because they figure if they can overtalk you, they can dominate the conversation. What you do, don't get into your personal stuff. Get to scripture. Truth will shut them right up. Truth is more powerful than a lie. The truth is the Mashiach. So let that power live within you. Just for a minute, go to Titus 1:1. Just so you will know about gainsayers and why we have to stop them in their track. Why we must use the Mashiach word to stop them in their track.
Everybody got it?
After 2 Timothy.
Titus is after 2 Timothy.
And write this stuff down. Write this stuff down, because when you write stuff down, it's more to stick than you know what you're going to study when you go home.
Put it after this. All right. Read out of Titus chapter 1 verse 1. Paul, a servant of the Most High Hamashiach,
We're going back to Paul.
and an apostle of Yahawadah, according to the faith of the Most High's elect, and the acknowledgement of the truth which is after godliness, in hope and eternal life, which the Most High that cannot lie promised before the world began.
He can't lie. It's not in the spirit to lie.
I know.
But it's in the spirit of who? All right, brother.
Reading out the book
I'm sorry about the distraction, all right? But let's bounce back to gainsayers. That's where we was at. The people that think they know, the people that know a little bit of truth, know a little bit of doctrine, know a little of this, just to tickle your ear. That's the type of spirit you're going to meet. Don't get personal with these people. All right? To them, it's corny when you go to the Word. But the Word is what shuts them up. The Word is what makes them say, oh, I got to hurry up and catch my train. The Word will say to them, oh, I got to smoke a cigarette. You know, the Word is going to make them think of something to get away from that truth. You know what I mean? There was a brother here one time. That cigarettes, nicotine started kicking up. He had to leave out the door. I said, brother, put your head into what they're talking about. See, when you think about something else, you have no time to entertain something that's negative. And that's what he did, and he stayed for a while. You know what I mean? But yeah, them gainsayers, when they approach you, don't get personal, because once you get emotional, then you done got out of spirit. You done became carnal. All right? You must always stick to the scriptures. If you see a fine-looking woman, stick to the scriptures. Because that also can be a demon sent to distract the truth. All right? Titus 1:1.
Reading out the book of Titus, chapter 1 and verse 1. Paul, a servant of the Most High, and an apostle of the Hamashiach Yahawadah, according to the faith of the Most High's elect, and the acknowledging of the truth which is after godliness, in hope of eternal life, which the Most High, that cannot lie, promised before the world began.
If he promised you something, he's going to deliver. This is what your power is about. You cannot depend on man, because man will shortchange you. You understand? Rather, if he is true with his excuse. You know, men have their problems, right? But you can definitely depend on the Mashiach coming through. So who would you depend on? This is the vibration. This is the power that we must seek. We must understand not to let the body rule, but to let the thinking rule. And what type of thinking must rule? In the spirit of the Mashiach. Even if you have to pray every minute and a minute. And that's where I'm going. Because there's so many demons trying to distract me that I got to pray every minute on the minute. And that lets me know I'm doing a good job. Right. Otherwise, they wouldn't have to bother me. Otherwise, they wouldn't have to bother us. You understand? This is why I understand now why David prayed a lot of times. Because the more you get into this word, the more you're going to be attacked. Am I right, elders? The more you go in this word, the more you're going to be attacked. Because it's his job to take you down. But it's your job to glorify the Mashiach. He promised you something at the end of the race. Continue.
Verse 3. But hath in due times manifested his word through preaching, which is committed unto me according to the commandments of the Yahweh,
you see,
our Savior.
You see, it is his preaching that he's putting in you to preach. Study and show thyself approved by who?
Most High.
There you go.
Yahweh.
Yes, brother. Huh?
Yahweh.
Okay, all right. I thought you was going to say Yahawadah. It's quite all right, but please don't call me Yahweh.
Nah.
Yeah. I don't want that type. It's not that I don't want it, but that's not for me. It's not for me. I'm here, I'm just his simple little servant, trying to do the best I can do. All right? So, continue, brother.
Verse 4. To Titus, my own son, after the common faith, grace, mercy, and peace from the Most High, the Father, and the Most High Hamashiach Yahawadah, our Savior. For this cause left I thee in Crete, that thou shouldest set in order the things that are wanting, and ordain elders in every city, as I had appointed thee. Verse 6. If any be blameless, the husband of one wife, having faithful children, not accused of riot or unruly. For a bishop must be blameless, as the steward of the Most High, not self-willed, not soon angry.
This is very important. This part is very important, especially when he say self-willed, right? Because when you impose your own will on your brothers and your sisters, you're being selfish. You're doing your own thing. It's about you being dominant over that person. This is not the spirit of the Mashiach Yahawadah. Read from that point on again.
For a bishop must be blameless, as the steward of the Most High, not self-willed, not soon angry, not given to wine, no striker, not given to filthy lucre, but a lover of hospitality, a lover of good men.
Treat your brother good even if he offended you. Even if he offended you, treat him good. Always love your brother that's in this house, no matter what. Because he might be the brother that the Most High wants you to build yourself up to. He might put you through something that might make your growth come about. Always investigate yourself of why you reacted in a negative manner, especially toward a brother or sister that's in this house or that's in the truth. Always examine yourself. And if you're wrong, pray and ask the Mashiach Yahawadah for forgiveness, and then go to that brother or that sister and beg their pardon. If they don't, that means you have hurt them to a point where they're not ready to accept it. But if you truly apologize, you will wait until they're ready to accept it, and that person will come to you and say, I accept your apology.
God.
Most of the time when we tell people we're sorry for what they did to us or what we did to them, is only to heal that guilt that you have. You want that instant gratification because you're tired of feeling bad or guilty about it. But if you're truly sorry for offending that brother, that elder, or whoever, and if they're not ready to, then you be patient and you wait. Then they will see that you truly was apologetic. And then through your actions, you don't repeat the same thing over and over and over. Because if you do, now you're wicked, because you're repeating the same act over and over. And you don't want to get into that mode. Continue, brother.
Top of verse 8. But a lover of hospitality, a lover of good men, sober, just, holy, temperate, holding fast the faithful words as he have been taught.
This is what you must work up to. This is what we must work up to. All right? Never mind gainsayers or them that come against you, especially when you teaching this word in a righteous manner. Let the Most High take care of them. Let me show you why. Go to Ezekiel 25:17. The Mashiach Yahawadah is your defense. He's your armor. He's your fence. It is not your part to be vengeance upon nobody else. Because when you become vengeance, you become just like the person that dished out vengeance. So what you want to do, you want the Mashiach Yahawadah to take care of your business for you. Let's go to Ezekiel 25:17. I'll get you.
Reading out the book of Ezekiel, chapter 25 and verse 17. And I will execute great vengeance.
I will execute great vengeance. The Mashiach Yahawadah said to those that will offend my righteous servants. But let him tell you. I ain't going to tell you.
Upon them with furious rebukes, and they shall know that I am the Most High when I shall lay my vengeance upon them.
When I shall lay my hands on them, then they'll realize, oh, I done messed with the wrong people. You understand what I'm saying?
God.
You must give the Mashiach Yahawadah the business of taking care of business for you.
God.
That's what you got to do. Because once you step out of that zone, saying, well, I'm going to do this to that person and do that to that person, then you done made judgment. Judgment is not in your hands. Unrighteous judgment is not in your hands. So you don't want to get there, because now if you go there, you done became carnal. You done got out of the spirit. And sometimes getting out of the spirit is hard to come back. You know what I mean? So this is the conscience of mind, of spirit that we must get into. Now let's go back to finish that part on Titus. Yeah.
Starting from Titus, chapter 1, verse 8.
For the people that just came in, this is about true worshipers. Are you a true worshiper? The question is, if you don't know if you're a true worshiper, then ask yourself, do your actions compare to the actions of your forefathers, the way they walked? Because they was definitely no joke then. They didn't play with this word because they knew the consequences. And the consequences didn't just mean right then and now. It can go on unto your children's 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 generation. Because there's not enough time for you to get what you deserve at that time. So it can go on and on. You don't want to go there. Go ahead, brother.
I'll start at 7.
Yeah.
For a bishop must be blameless, as the stewards of the Most High, not self-willed, not soon angry, not given to wine, no striker, not given to filthy lucre, but a lover of hospitality, a lover of good men, sober, just, holy, temperate, holding fast.
Where can you find them men? Where can you find them men? Where's the truth? The truth is in the scriptures. You must seek these scriptures and put that truth in you. To the point where you don't need to, like Arch was saying, you don't need to, let me see, where was that at? It's in you. Now you have the power, the spirit of the Mashiach in you. This is what you're seeking. This is what you're seeking. Both men and women. We need each other. We need you to teach the children. You cannot teach the children if your spirit ain't right. Because children pick up on spirits right away. They can read a spirit and manipulate it and play on it too. They can do that. They have that insight where they know if you're jiving around or not. Well, that's the same kind of spirit that Mashiach has. That's the same kind of spirit your father had. He know if you're playing around or not. But you know what it is about the Mashiach Yahawadah? He know we gonna err. So he's patient, long-suffering. He know we gonna make mistakes. But he's given us time in this mercy, in his grace, to get it together. So when the time comes, we can teach. We can teach what's necessary to be taught. You know what I mean? You still in what you in? Ezekiel? Go to Ezekiel 11:16. Let me show you something. Everybody, I want everybody to cut them cell phones off. Put it on like vibrator or something. Ain't nothing supposed to interfere with the Most High's word. All right? Go to Ezekiel 11:16.
Reading out the book.
I'm going to show you something. Wherever the Mashiach Yahawadah scattered us, whether it was in North America, whether if it was in Siberia, whether if it was anywhere on these four corners of the earth, he always had a sanctuary where if you had ear, you was able to hear his word. He knew his sheep. He always put a place where we can go. You read that, brother.
Reading out the book of Ezekiel, chapter 11 and verse 16.
Write this down, 11 and 16. In case you have to come across this and teach this, then you'll know exactly where to go as proof. Wherever he put us at, there was always a small sanctuary. And I don't mean these big time, jive time, big churches, that when you have a dollar bill or money, whatever they call them. I'm talking about he always had a righteous sanctuary for those who had ear and wanted to hear his word. Read, brother.
Verse 16.
Am I hollering? Is that a song?
Not at all, brother. Not at all.
Therefore say, thus saith the Most High Power, although I have cast them far off among the heathen.
You see? Go ahead.
And although I have scattered them among the countries.
You see?
Yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come.
Now go to Ezekiel 51:23. It talks about the same thing, but it talks about go to the school of learning. Isn't this the school of learning? Isn't this the school of learning the truth? Let me hear you. Come on.
Ezekiel 51?
No, 51:23. Am I right?
No, that's not Ezekiel.
Ezekiel, let's find 41:23. Yeah. Because the Heavenly Father gave us a name. This is why it's so important for you to adopt your righteous name. Because within your name, there he is. Not in William Sally or John Doe or Bob Washington or Robert whatever. That's the master's name. That's the devil's name. That's the name Satan, this government gave you. But once you came into this truth, then the spirit of, oh, I want me a righteous name. Because now you're seeking the whole armor. You see what I'm saying? Within a name, there's a spirit. Now, I don't know what's in Bob Washington's spirit, but it ain't mine. You know what I mean? It ain't mine. You know what I mean? A lot of people think that them small sanctuaries is them jive time churches. But look who's running it. Do you know a pastor, a so-called pastor, when he wants a church, he has to go to the government, right? He wants the government to give him that church on that property, right? That property belongs to the government. That's politics. That's political. And what Satan does is come to him now and then and say and ask, what is the behavior of the people? And he got to give them that information. Because if he don't sell out like that, he's going to lose whatever money that Satan is giving him. So that's the proposition.
Right.
This is why they can get so much money. Because they are considered the leaders of that community. So Satan will go to them and say, okay, you got this church. I don't hook you up. It ain't money that Satan is concerned about. That's one of his tools that he will give you without hesitation. Is what you're going to sell to him for him to give it up. So when you sell your soul, it's just not your soul that you're selling. You're selling the souls of your people. Because now them people that wants the truth is going to go to you, and they only hearing half truth. They're turning the Most High truth into a lie. To whereas now a lie becomes normal for them to hear. So they dare not question that pastor. Because now they feel, well, the whole congregation is looking at me. I ain't going to say anything wrong about that pastor. The hell with that pastor. Yes, brother.
Will it be second Ezra 12:30?
Y'all keep saying second Ezra. Well, you know, I'll promise you this. I'll promise you this. We're going to get there. Okay, we're going to get there. But what it's about is this. Remember when we was at Ezekiel 11:16 and it said the Most High have small sanctuaries everywhere that he scattered his people? You got it?
It signifies that these are they whom the highest have kept unto their end. This is the small kingdom and full of trouble as thou sawest.
Okay, that's a connection. That's a connection. The school of learning is right here, right? I really wanted to get to that scripture, but I don't want to delay this word no longer. You got it?
No, you can bring out the next scripture. We'll find it.
Okay. Okay. But also, you can go to Isaiah 43:1. Okay, then we are complete gainsayer. Now remember, we left off at Ezekiel 25:17 when we spoke about don't be concerned about who come after you. It's just like in this here wicked world, the gangsters has backup. They got a boss, right? And all pleasure is supposed to be to that boss. Well, guess who's our boss? On the righteous hand side. So any conflict that we get into, guess who's going to take care of business for us? Remember we read he does not lie. So if you got to go back to Ezekiel 25:17, then do that. It will confirm what I'm saying to you. Go to Ezekiel 25:17. Anybody can read it. Barack, the brother said he was coming back about the radiator.
Yeah, because you were doing the class. So I told him about an hour.
Okay.
That time,
All right.
All right. It's about an hour. So
The book of
we'll go
Ezekiel.
about 10 more minutes.
All right.
Yeah.
You got it?
The
You
book
got
of
it?
Ezekiel,
Yes.
chapter 25.
Read it out loud, bro, so everybody can hear.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 25, verse 17. And I will execute great vengeance upon them which the furious rebukes.
This is what happens to people that messes with the Mashiach Yahawadah servants that are teaching his word. He will execute great vengeance. And that's not just in one way. The Most High can destroy your spirit. He can bring you so low that there's no coming back. And we see it out there in the street. We see our people sleeping in subways. We see our people selling drugs to one another. We see our people the kids selling drugs to the parents. We see our parents taking nonsense from the children because now the children has made so much money that they can pay the parents rent. So the kid done really took over. Mom, I'll talk to you the way I want to talk to you. I'm paying this rent. Or they sharing the same drugs together. So the devil really have a grip on our community. And it's up to us to teach this word. That way nobody, you know, a lot of people is hip to the Israelites. A lot of people is hip to the Israelites. I mean, I could be getting salutes from people that I ain't never seen them nowhere. I ain't never seen them nowhere. I ain't never seen them before. And I usually don't forget a face. I'll forget a name, but I won't forget a face. So I don't go, brother, where I know you from? I just don't say it. It isn't me that they looking at. They looking at the mannerism and the clothing that we wear. Now remember, the clothing that we wear, we just don't put that on. There's a manner in which you have to carry yourself in this word. At all times. It's not one day you do be wicked and one day you be right. At all times, because you know who's watching you, right? All right, so, okay, you found it? All right. The brother said he found the scripture that we was trying to see. 49, what?
Jeremiah 49:15.
Well, let's see what happens.
Well, this is the one I pulled. Galatians, this is about the law being our schoolmaster, right?
Okay.
This brings us into the Hamashiach.
While y'all doing that, I'm going to try something. I'm going to see if I can. Go ahead, read that.
Reading out the book of Galatians, chapter 3. And we'll take it from 24. Galatians 3 and 24. Wherefore the law was our schoolmaster to bring us unto the Hamashiach, that we might be justified.
You know what that means,
by faith.
right? You know what that means? You know, you'll hear this from them so-called church-going people. Oh, the law is done away with. See? Now I understand why they say that. Now, look at why we were given the law. Look at this. Righteous men that did good didn't need the law. The law was here for the unrighteous, the adulterers, the killers, and all that's wickedness. That was the law, but the law was here. The law also was here to prepare us to know what was right and good. It also was here to have us hate wrong and to love good. This is why they don't want it. This is why they say the law is done away with. Because now they can do their own thing.
Right.
Not realizing that doing your own thing is sin. And sin is sin is sin. And pretty soon it becomes death. Gun? So now I see why the law is done away with. So what that means? What that means to you? Ask them that question. What? So, okay, the law was done away with. What was the law about? You asked them. And that might bring them back to true consciousness. Because the law, righteous people that did right, even this here modern day Babylon country here today, has laws to keep their people straight. Not you. They laws, they do what they was meant to do and destroying us of one form or another. But the law was made, the laws here was made to keep their people straight, to show them how far they can go and taking elites' money, what line to cross and what not line to cross. The laws that's made here is to keep their foot on you. You know what I mean? I seen on the news where they threw it, where a sergeant attacked a brother and threw him down on the ground. The brother got up and he was so disgusted that it's like, I can't take this no more. But I'm glad he just ended there, because his actions would have promoted their actions to shoot him. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's why the Lord was put here. To prepare us. To prepare us. So when the Mashiach Yahawadah comes, he will remember the race that we was in, the race that we finished, whether we did good with that race. It's not rather if we do good with that race. It's a matter of doing good with that race. There's no ifs and buts about it. You said you had the scripture. So remind you, again, when them people talk about the law, if you want to entertain, they say, well, why was the law put here? You say the law was done away. Why was it presented? What was the purpose of the law? Ask them that. We're not here, mind you, we're not here to belittle nobody. We're not here to destroy anybody. We're here to set the record right and true. And even if they don't want to accept it, they can never say they didn't hear it.
Right.
Okay? You got it?
Want to jump on the 43 and 1?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, we're going to read from Isaiah 43 and 1.
Am I boring you? You gonna read?
Reading out the book of Isaiah, chapter 43 and verse 1. But now, thus saith the Most High, that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee, O Israel, fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by thy name, thou art mine. Verse. That was it.
It's one thing that always keep me sharp, is that before we got here physically, we was with the Mashiach spiritually. This whole battle is about Israel. Even the conditions that we in now is for a short time in the Mashiach's time. It might seem like a long time to us, but never mind. We should feel, some people question me about this. Actually, when we suffer, it's a small suffering compared to what our master went through. Who in here that you know will actually die for you? Now, I don't mean in here, but in your immediate family or whoever you know out there, who you know that really, they might tell you that. They might say, man, I'll die and go to hell for you. But there's a reality that comes with dying for you. They ain't in the moment. But when they get in the moment, yo, brother, you know what? You take care of that. I'll be right back. I got see about something very important. We'll handle that. I'll be right back. You know what I mean? Any kind of excuse you can think of is going to come up. Why? They want to continue to live in wickedness. They love it. But we must get into the thinking that death is merely a phase that we're going to go through. We're going to die anyway physically. Why not sacrifice your body in teaching? For who? The Mashiach Yahawadah. He's going to redeem us. We're coming back with the crown. I mean, we can't even think how glorious it's going to be. It just gives me goosebumps just to think about it. You know what I mean? I can't fathom it. Here in this world, I have bills. So when I get some money, I feel a little good about I got some money to pay the bills. But then after I pay the bills, why am I happy? Because I have no idea what true happiness is. The only time I get a feeling of contentment, I ain't gonna say, yeah, a little joy, is when I come through that door. All of my problems, the Mashiach take from me. Because I am with the family that I'm supposed to be with. We gotta go through this struggle together. Together. You understand? We gotta make this work together. We got to be in harmony together. That's why I don't understand, brothers, why you don't bring nothing for the Shabbat. And you can't sit there and tell me that you can't bring nothing for the Shabbat. You're feeding your family. When you don't bring nothing, you know what it is? When you don't bring nothing, you're thinking of yourself. Oh, I can't do it. Israel, you can do anything you want to do. And if I hit a nerve, it ain't a nerve that I'm hitting that I'm offending you. It's only your own conscience that's saying, you know, he's right. He's right. I just went around with some envelopes. And brothers gave me some money. So you didn't have no money to put down on the food? That's what you're going to tell? But it's okay. It's okay because we all learning. We all learning. But it's just food for thought. When you come here, you feeding your family. You feeding your fellow servants of the Mashiach Yahawadah. Always be mindful of what pleases him and not you. Come? All right. Okay. You know, we're gonna continue this, right? But I just want you to let's just go to Jeremiah 23:1 for a minute, and then we're gonna end the class, okay? Unless y'all don't want to end the class.
Yeah, I want to add something to what you said earlier about the name. You said two things. You said you didn't want to be called Yahawadah, and you also said there's power in the name.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
My name is Yahawadah, right? I said Yahawadah for a reason. Because I'm a servant of the Mashiach Yahawadah. I can never take on the role that the Mashiach took on.
so with that,
Let me fully answer the question. He had no blemish. There was no wrong in him. So how can I use his name? How can I use his name? There was no wrong in him, yet he gave his life for us. Now, concerning your name, I got my name through, I'm Judah. I'm what you call the so-called American Negro. Right? And that makes Judah. Levi, Haitian. Hey, Levi, what are you? When I say Haitian, what you are?
I'm a Levi.
He's a Levi, you see? So his spirit is of Levi. So with that spirit, you named yourself a war.
Yeah.
You with me, Prince? You asked the question, I'm giving you an answer. You get your name through your tribe, and the vibration
no, I
will come to
wasn't
you.
asking a question. I said I wanted to elaborate on what you said.
Oh, you said you wanted to elaborate.
Yeah.
Go ahead and elaborate, brother.
So everybody, I would like y'all to go to Philippians 2 and 5.
All right. Sisters, y'all all right? Y'all okay? How you doing, kid? Good. Go to that. See if you can find it. And Ecclesiastes 51:23. Ecclesiastes 51:23. That's it. You still filming, no?
Yes,
You got it? Anybody got it? You got it, brother? You got it?
Somebody gonna be for
No,
me?
you read it. You read it. Strong voice. Now put some spirit to it.
Philippians 2 and 5. It said, let this mind be in you, which was also in Yah's salvation, whom being born in the form of Yah, thought it not robbery to be equal with him. Right? So that's one thing talking about
Right.
the name.
Right. That's good. That's good.
It's not robbery to be
Right.
equal with
No.
him.
To the
So
best of your
we have
ability.
that same mindset. And then go to Ephesians 3:14.
You got it?
You want to tweet 3?
Ecclesiastes 51:23.
Draw near unto me, ye and learn, and dwell in the house of learning.
You in Baruch.
No, I'm right here. Can I,
That's Ecclesiastes 51:23. Try 40. 21.
Y'all ready?
Yes, bro, go ahead.
All right, Ephesians 3:14. For this cause I bow my knees unto the Father, our Master, Yah salvation. Verse 15. Of whom the whole family in heaven and earth is named. So we took on the same name that Christ had.
Right.
So we all got the same
Right,
name.
right.
So I just wanted to put that
No,
out.
no, that's excellent, brother. That puts us, you know what that does? That puts us in one mind. That puts us in one spirit. Though we have different talents, though we are one, it's like a body with different members to it.
Right.
And each member of the body has its part to play. Our hands are used for whatever. That's a talent that my hands have. But spiritually, we have a talent in the body of Christ. Yahawadah. Gun? So we of the same body. It's just that we have different members. And the name is very important in Israel because there's a vibration that comes with that name. That's why sometimes a lot of brothers and men, they come in the truth, they want to change their name. They want to change their name. And that's excellent. Yes, bro.
I've seen some videos of brothers, they actually change their names on the state ID.
Yeah. And in fact, I'm in the process of doing that. You know what I mean? And then I have to change my son's name and my daughter's name. Well, my daughter, she's going to have to want to do it herself because she's grown, and I can't make her do it. You know what I mean? But, I'm going to show her where it's right. I'm going to show her in the scripture. She likes to read the scripture. She likes to read it. A lot of times she don't understand it because it's like a lie against the truth. She's getting her understanding from the churches. And then when I give her the truth, you know the thing about learning them lies? You don't want to let it go because you feel like there's a hole. And there's nothing to hold you when you go through you know what I mean? And they don't want to open up to it because they've been so long. That's why I said sometimes lies become normal. You know they lying, but you know what I mean? And you know daggone well they lying. How they not lying when I go out the door and you got this big time car? You got a big time car and a house and land. And I'm still living in the housing complex. You know what I mean? And a lot of brothers and sisters that's on there, what do you call them, people that they on the board and stuff like that, they done sold out. So they got to go along with the program because the first thing they was offered was a house and money. So they done got used to the house and money and they don't want to give that up. It's a lie, but it's just a little lie. I'll just go along with the lie. But there's a price to pay with selling your soul. You know? And, I tell you the truth. The Most High said, first seek the kingdom and all else will be given to you. I don't want to be rich. That's me. I don't want to be rich with money. I just don't. Because money has a way of taking you away from the truth. You're content. You know what I mean? I want a little suffering because it keeps me alive. It keeps my antennas up. You know what I mean? But when we get too much into pleasure and when we get into too much of escaping, we start doing and accepting things that we ain't supposed to. Especially money. That is Satan's greatest tool. Lies and money. Deceiving and money. He has so much money that he don't even count it no more. He just weigh it. They weigh it now. He's the biggest drug dealer of all drug dealers. Our people that he set up is falling because when our people get caught, we tell on them who taught us. Harry Joe, the white dude, taught me how to do this. So he think he gonna get off. Nah. Harry Joe is connected to the government. So you gonna go away and possibly die in jail. Who we know that's doing that now? What's his name? Bill? What?
Cosby.
Yeah.
I know Rick Ross.
A lot of them. Your rap singers, your rap dancers, everything about Hollywood is trickster stuff. You got to sell your soul to get popularity. They get you to a point when you want to come out of it, you can't come out of it. Blood in, blood out. Alright? So class, you know, go to Jeremiah 23 and 1. Then I'm going to stop. Yes, dear.
I have a question about that scripture you just brought out. With Galatians 3, no, Ephesians, sorry. Ephesians 3. You read 13 and 14, right? No, 14 and 15. 14 and 15, but what name is that? It says, for whom the whole family in heaven and earth is named.
Yahweh.
Yeshua.
Yeah, Yahawadah. You all took on his name.
That's what that's saying.
Yes.
That we all took on the name of Yahawadah.
Yes.
Did you perceive it to be anything else?
Well, I didn't know what name it was. I didn't know if it was Yasharallah or was it Yahawadah.
Well, let's say,
You know, what name is it that
let's-
given to all those things? Because when you call each other, you never say
yeah.
Yeshua,
Yeah.
Yahawadah. You say Yasharallah.
Yeah.
That's family.
Well, Yahawadah has the Most High's name in it.
Right.
So we are still calling each other the Most High. Essentially.
Yes, bro. But I understand what you're saying, and you know the thing about this truth is that everybody has a process of learning. Just stay in the truth, and everything, every grace, every mercy that the Most High will install upon you, you will get. Every bit of understanding, every bit of His reign of knowledge upon you, you shall get. All right. Just let me go here to Jeremiah 23 and 1. Read that. Yes, brother. Say it again. 70, 61?
76 verse 1.
76 verse
Psalm 76 and 1. Give you time to get it. Reading out the book of Psalms.
1. Are we ready? All right.
Chapter, I think this is the question. Reading out the book of Psalms.
This is the answer to the question.
Chapter 76 and verse 1. In Judah is the Most High known. His name is great in Israel. Verse 2. In Salem also is his tabernacle, and his dwelling place in Zion.
So you see, this is why the elders promote going to the motherland. This is why they promote that. His holy place is where? Is in Mount Zion. This is why it's good for us. I'm glad that they're there. But what they're trying to do is like Israel, you can go anywhere you want to go. You can do anything you want to do. Once we focus, we focus. You know what I'm saying? So we should focus and not get hooked up into that one bubble. Never allowing ourselves to come out of it. Because what you do then is limit your thinking. That I'm finding out. You limit your thinking. When the blessings continue to go on, even when you go beyond just living here in North America. Okay? So yeah, so we gotta venture out. Traveling is educational. Traveling is everything. I keep hearing that. But now I'm getting closer and closer to putting my foot out and going. You know what I mean? Because I kind of see what they're saying. I kind of feel it. You know what I mean? You know, you'd be surprised what traveling do, I hear. So I'm going to test the waters. You hear me, Matatwa? I'm going to go traveling, brother.
Yeah, but that was the sense of the scripture, though, with verse 1. This is that scripture and what it means. So read verse 1 again.
Okay.
No, Psalm 77 and 1. 76.
Hey, Prince, do me a favor. Open it. Judah, open the door for a minute, please.
Reading out the book of Psalms, chapter 76 and verse 1. In Judah is the Most High known.
Gun. Right. Right. So that, you know, that's what he's saying. The importance of getting your own name here is putting you in the spirit of Israel. And it's one way of getting, when the Most High say, come out of her, that's another way of coming out of her. When your name is changed, your spirit's changed. Because if you name yourself Robert whatever, then you're still under the vibration of your who? Of who? Your slave master. But once you come under your own name and the vibration of Israel, now you're someplace else. That's traveling. You done travel from out of there in Babylon, now you done came into the spirit of Israel. Yes. Yes.
I didn't hear anything he said. What talking you on?
It was answering your question.
But I never heard it because that's louder than him.
But the answer, he said basically that only Yasharallah would know the name, and we couldn't get it from anywhere else.
Right.
So Judah and Israel, we knew the names, we had the name. Was that your answer, Matatawa?
That's it.
Yeah. This is another reason why you got to stay in this truth. Because the Most High is not going to give you nothing before time. You know what I mean? Stay in this truth. Put on the whole armor. The more you put on the armor, the more you see the Mashiach. Now, the more you see Yahawadah, and I don't mean that physically. I mean that spiritually. Okay? This is your duty. This is your duty. This is what makes you a great teacher. That's what keeps you from stumbling. You know what I mean? When your spirit gets so where if you used to go into bed at 8 o'clock, you'll wind up going to bed at 12 o'clock because this word is so motivating. It got so much energy to it, you can't sleep. You will lay down and, that scripture done hit me. And you know what I mean? I've done it. I laid down, Father, I want to get some more sleep. Get up, boy, I got a scripture for you. You know what I mean? And I'm there writing, and I'm writing, and once I keep writing and looking at what I wrote, then I'm investigating. Yeah, let me go to Isaiah 55:1. Okay. All right. And now let me go to this. Next thing you know, I look at the clock. You know, the body is an amazing tool. You look at the clock, now it's 4 o'clock, and you, well, I ain't yawning no more. You know what I mean? You know what it is? It's Satan. He got you thinking that you always got to go to bed. You got to work and go to bed and go to sleep. You know, sleeping too much, it ain't no good. You know, it's a distraction. When you're in pain or when you're miserable, what do you want to do to kill the pain? You go to sleep. You go to sleep. Sleep is unconsciousness. You know what I mean? Now when you go to sleep, here go the Mashiach in your dream. And he'll wake you up. He'll wake you up. You ever had a dream where you were sleeping and you felt like you couldn't get up? You stuck? That ain't the Mashiach, that's Satan. That's his devils keeping you down. And then when you jump up, you don't want to go back to sleep because you don't want to be stuck again. Well, the Mashiach got another way of dealing with you. You could be asleep while you awoke. Not studying this word the way you're supposed to study this word is a form of sleepiness. They call it slumber. You're walking around, but you sleep. You're not conscious of anything. You're dead because there's no spirit to motivate you. Gun? All right. Let's go to Jeremiah 23, and then we're going to hold.
It's going to be Jeremiah 23:1.
But let me show you something first. Go to 1 Corinthians 9:27. Before we go to Jeremiah, go 9:27. What I'm really trying to impress upon you, how valuable this word is, and the Most High entrusted you with this word as a servant. Now, when you do this word, when you out there teaching this word and you're not doing what you're teaching, when your actions are different from what you're saying, this is the consequences. You got it?
1 Corinthians 9 and 27.
Yeah.
Reading out the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 9 and verse 27. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway.
If you don't keep this word the way the Most High tells you how to do it, He will cast you away. The double-edged sword will come to you, piercing you, because it can work against you when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, but yet you're telling people to do something, but you're not doing according to what the scriptures say. Okay? With that, I'm going to say I hope everybody got something out of the class, and I'll get a Jeremiah, what was that? 23 and 1. And I will complete this here with a at another time. We'll complete the subject about what is a true worshiper. Then we're gonna have a subject on what's the name of that, Barak? Where you do the cutting? Circumcision. The importance of circumcision. Okay? All right, with that, family, shalom.